Hello everyone, welcome again to my YouTube channel. My name is Lola and I'm your tech HR girl. And on this video, I'm going to be talking about what it means to be in the tech HR, what it means to be a tech HR personnel. And join me on this video. I know a lot of people have been wondering why are people calling themselves tech HR, and you have a number of people that are currently in HR and operations and want to move into tech and still want to maintain their positions in HR, or people that are currently in tech but enjoy the people facing or people dealing areas of being in the HR. Share these videos with them. Let them join me on this journey to discuss what it means and breaking down everything that you need to know about being in tech HR. So, some of the titles that typically fall under the HR tech part are HR project management, HR analytics, HRIS analyst or consultant, HCM analyst or consultant, HR systems admin, HR systems analyst, solution specialist, and IT business analyst. So these are typical job descriptions that you will see that actually fall under HR tech. And I'm sure that you've seen a lot of these on LinkedIn, on a lot of job boards, and you keep wondering, how do people delve into this? In this video, I'll be sharing tips on the different levels and the different positions and how to actually get into HR tech and be skilled in that position. So join me as I go in this journey discussing this topic. So all of these job titles that I have mentioned, you can join at different levels. You can start as an intern, you can start as an analyst, you can start as a junior associate or a senior associate. You can actually even continue to be a director. There's a progression in this department of HR. So it all depends on your skills and your expertise. An HCM analyst or consultant usually are very specialized. You see them you see such roles appear on LinkedIn, especially when you have to work with specialized tools or systems, HR systems like Workday. And if you read through the job description or requirement, you can see that there's a specific kind of HR system that is expected for you to use and to be knowledgeable about. If you're looking at being an IT business specialist or business analyst in HR, especially if you already have business analysis skills and you're trying to go into HR, this is actually your business analyst skills and knowledge is actually very transferable. So as your project management skills or knowledge is actually very transferable, the methodologies and all of that, you can transfer into HR to be an HR project manager. And this does not take away the chances for you that is in HR that has not, developed any of these transferable skills or any of these technical skills to move to being an HR tech. It just means that it's giving you an opportunity to learn new skills, learn project management skills, learn business analysis skills, and you'll be able to manage all of this, learn configuration skills, learn how to use systems or tools, learn how to even automate processes and on systems. And this would begin to help you climb the ladder to becoming an HR tech person. So here are the requirements expected for you to become an HR tech person. Typically, when you look at some of these job descriptions, you can see that they want you to be analytical, they want you to be tech savvy, they want you to have knowledge of data and know how to manipulate data to provide reports. They want you to have problem solving skills. They want you to understand how to resolve conflict on systems, in conversations. They want you to have a very good communication skill. And also confidentiality is key if you want to be in the HR tech, because when you start to work on systems, especially people systems, you get to see too much information that you have to keep very confidential. So you need to understand the GDPR laws and policies that guides your company and guides the country that you live in. Also, they want to know that you have the critical thinking skills and you're sort of mathematical, because sometimes, you have to think about codes, not difficult codes, but have to think about, configuration skills and ways to solve certain problems on systems. And also, you need to have, strong written skills. You have to be resourceful. You should be able to research problems and how to solve them. This makes you tech tech minded and being able to move into the tech department. So what does this mean? Basically, it just means that when you're able to think on your feet, you're able to take initiative, you're able to do researches on problems and solve the problem, you're able to think critically. Usually problems that come with systems or processes or data, you have to be able to think, you have to think very deeply to solve those problems. So you need to know in yourself that, oh, okay, so I know how to solve certain problems. I know that I'm a solution provider. Some people actually think that in themselves. So do you think that you're actually a solution provider? Some of the basic computer skills that you need to learn are: you need to understand, you need to know how to use the MS tools. And by MS tools, I'm talking the Words, the PowerPoint, the Excel. You need to know how to use them. You need to know how to use them to generate reports, to send out reports. You need to learn how to do some analysis on Excel, basic calculation skills on Excel. You need to be able to carry that out. You need to know how to do systems configuration for especially the systems that you currently use. Usually these technical skills are sort of transferable from one system to another. If you're able to configure certain systems, when you meet new systems, they are usually very easy to adapt to. Also, you need to know how to use a CRM. You need to also know how to use Visio. Visio is used for flowchart. You want to tell a process map after you have adapted or implemented a new system, and you are trying to launch to to the people in your organization. How do you show them the processes on how to process it? So Visio is a very good tool to understand and know how to use. You also want to know how to use Power BI, SQL for data reporting and analysis. You want to know how to use basic SQL. You need to learn basic SQL. So these are some of the skills that you need to know how to use. You need to know how to build reports and write reports. So these are some of the basic computer skills that you need to know how to use. Some of you may already have these skills. You may already be working on some of the tools. You may already be in the HR tech part of your department, but your titles have not even changed, or nobody's recognizing that you are in HR tech. So I'm officially telling you now that you're actually an HR tech person. And you may also ask, Lola, what academic qualifications do I need? Your BSc. Some companies do not even need your BScs, because I've seen some people move from being an apprentice to being a director in tech. However, I advise people to have at least a bachelor's degree, just to understand the operational parts of HR and to know, the processes within HR that they could provide solutions to. Also, you can take certifications in PMP, that's project management, or CBAP, that's business analysis. You can take a CAPM certification, or CIPD. CIPD is the body that governs HR in the UK. Or you can take the SPHR, which also operates in the UK, in Canada, and in America. So some of these HR qualification I advise people to take. I also advise that you have basic knowledge of what an HR person does, especially the foundational parts of the trainings of these certifications. They sort of introduce you to the key tools, the key methodologies, the key processes within the body. So for CIPD, to introduce you to the key processes within HR for you to understand the processes and the operations. For CBAP, it will give you understanding of the processes and the methodologies of business analysis, so that you can actually transfer that skill to your already known or existing HR knowledge. Also, we have the PMP, project management. When you take your project management certification, it can actually expose you to some of the methodologies, the techniques for managing projects. You know, whether you want to go agile or you want to go do waterfall method, it will introduce you to the methods that can actually help certain process improvement projects or HR projects within your job. So these are certifications that can actually certify you to be an HR tech person, and it will open doors for you to get more opportunities within your area of interest. So for me, I started my HR tech journey when I started as a recruiter as my first job, and I started to use a lot of tools. I used Zoho at the time. It was quite interesting. I tend to spend time understanding systems to be able to use systems or whatever systems that I use. I try to reach an expertise level. So I used Zoho at the time and a lot of HRIS systems because we're an agency. And so I had to use a lot of tools for different businesses and customers, and I sort of understood and mastered the process because I had to deliver to customers as a consultant. And then I moved to different small startups where I had to, be the key participant in adopting and new systems within the company. So I was exposed to a lot of demos and different experiences on different systems to be able to select the best system that fits the organizational need at the time. So I've had that experience where I've had to, be in demos, select, and implement systems. And I would say that I've also invested a lot of money in my development. I've taken courses in project management, I've taken courses in business analysis, I've taken courses in HR analysis also, just so that, at any point there's a problem, I'm able to report, I'm able to configure systems, I'm able to understand how to go through these processes as a project manager and as the solution provider. So yeah, you might be asking, oh, Solola, how do I start? I would say start from where you're at. Start from what you're doing now. If you're already in tech, just keep going in tech and have basic knowledge. Take a course in HR, and that would be taking like the foundational course from the CIPD if you're in the UK and the other bodies as I had mentioned earlier in the video. So take foundational course in HR, and then you can always apply to other jobs in the area in which you are an expert or you have knowledge. And then this means that you can now transfer your expertise into HR if you get the job. And I think that you can also start by also applying to companies, agencies, software organizations that create or that provide people softwares. These people are not very keen on you having knowledge on HR, but they want you to be able to deliver as a consultant, deliver these softwares to HRs. So this means that you have lots of conversations with HRs, and because you already have a researching skill and knowledge, it means that you are able to, before you go into your next meeting, to introduce this software and system to your next customer, which is in probably definitely in the HR department. You already have keen understanding about what they need, what they want, and you have researched to understand, best practices, HR practices, to solve that problem. And with this, you're able to, understand, both parts, so both sides of the world. So these are ways that I would advise that you go about it. Apply to work in agencies, and also start from where you're at and keep upskilling. I think that's like if I'm a prophet, upskilling will be my key ministry. Just keep upskilling. Don't give up on spending money on developing yourself and your skill, because World Economic Forum has stated some very deep fact that you need to know. By 2030, 41% of jobs will be replaced by AI, and 92% of jobs are expected to be displaced. 170 million jobs will be created, and 1 billion 90 million jobs will continue to evolve. So you need to find out what part of that dynamics you will fall into. in the world. And in the report, they actually stated some big parts and some core skills that will be needed in 2020, like in 2025, and that will be needed up until 2030. And you see the analytical thinking, just a few things that I've mentioned earlier in these videos. They want to see a resilience, creative thinking, critical thinking, systems thinking. And you see, we actually fall under the core skills and the core positions that will actually exist in 2030. So if you want to be an HR tech person, know that you get job security and you'll be able to, use your skills even over time with the knowledge that you have gained and the skills that you are developing. And if I were to be a prophet, I think my ministry will actually focus on upskilling. Every of my videos have mentioned upskilling over and over and over. And I think that this is very important and you need to, invest your time and your money in upskilling in 2025. Thank you for joining this video. I hope this video was useful to you, and I'm happy to continue conversations outside of YouTube. You can reach out to me on Instagram at young underscores and corporate. And also, I would love to see you in our next event coming up in 2025. Follow me for more, and thank you very much again. Have a good day.